welcome back. This is the first video in harmony series. Now again, just to review, harmony, here I am. Harmony means that you're playing more than one note at the same time. Melody is the vertical or the horizontal, one note after another, which causes the melody or what you sing or what you play on your melodic instrument to go up and down. Harmony are the chords that are stacked underneath that. And I'm going to try to set this camera to show you we're going to just do the basic ones today. The most basic chord is really called a triad, in that there are only 3 notes in it. And there is an important triad that is built on the first note of each scale. We're going to use the C major scale today to be easy, and I'm going to show you, here's middle C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And if I start a triad on the first note, I play the first note, I skip the second note, I play the third note, I skip the fourth note, and I play the 5th note. There's a C major triad. It's also known as the tonic or the home chord in the key of C major. All right, so once again, I played C, I skipped D, I played E, I skipped F, I played G. Now, for you guys that are thinking about all those half steps and whole steps, take a look at this. From the first note to the third note is 2 half steps. From C to D is a half step, from D to E is a half step. Now, from the E to the G, from the third note to the 5th note, is a half step and then a whole step. So it's 1.5 steps. That's the top one. So if I did an arpeggio like in the Aristocats, do mi, so mi. Anyway, so there's your tonic. That's the first one. Now another very important chord in each key is the one that starts on the 4th note of the scale. So if we count up from C, D, E, F, if we start a triad on the F, it's called the subdominant or the 4 chord. And here we go. It goes, you play the F, you skip the G, you play the A, you skip the B, you play the C. There's a 4 chord in the key of C major. All right, now, again, look at the half steps and whole steps. There's a whole step between G and A, or between F and G, and another one between G and A. So that part of the tone, it's got two whole steps on the bottom of the triad, and to get to the 5th note, it's 1.5. So it's got 2 whole steps, or whole step, half step on the top, the 4 chord. Now, some of you already know what this next one is because it's so prominent in music. 5-1. The 5 note is so important in every key. It's called the dominant because that's exactly what it is. So we have to count up 5 from C. C is 1, D, E, F, G. So G is the 5th note in the scale of C, and that's where you start your triad for a dominant or a 5 chord triad. You play the G, skip the A, play the B, skip the C, play the D. And again, your half note, whole step, half step, whole step arrangement, the template is the same here as it was on the other 2 chords. From G to A is whole, from A to B is whole. From B to C is half, C to D is whole. So we've got the 1 chord from the C, and we've got the 4 chord, and the 5 chord starting on G, and back to the 1 chord. You can play millions of songs with just those 4 chords. Now, another thing that you need to know that will simplify your life is that these chords don't have to be played in order. They can be rearranged. You can use the 5th note of the top note of a triad and put it in the bottom. It's called an inversion. You can do that with it. You can put the fourth or the third part of the triad, the second note in the triad, you can put that on the bottom. So that means that there are easy ways to arrange your fingers to play these chords. If you're just learning piano, you're probably learning some patterns. I have some old patterns that I'll show you that just work for me. Can you see that? I guess not. If you could see what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so if you play a C major or any major chord, the one chord, the tonic, and then you move your two fingers, your third finger and your fifth finger, up one note each. Then you've got F, A, C. The C is in the bottom now, but you've still got F, A, C. That was the 4 chord. So 1, move them up 2 to the 4 chord, back to the 1 chord. For the 5 chord, you have to lower your thumb 1 note and put your 4 and 5 together. Okay? So, again, I can accompany millions of songs with just those 3 chords. Now we're going to learn about adding other notes to the chords and starting chords or triads on different pitches in the scale, like a 2 chord, a 3 chord, a 7 chord, etc. We're going to learn about that, but for today I think we've got a good start.